Oh, hello, Betty Davis, right? Is that
Hello.
Brock?
Yes, Betty Davis.
Right. Oh
Hello,
my
one of
God.
my favorite people, Jane Lynch.
Oh, hello, darling. How are you?
This
Look
is
at
so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
you too. Yeah, it's really great. And I love everything's so white and you got your white dog.
Here's the thing. It's not just me. I would tell you if it was
Yeah.
just me. She doesn't kiss. She's not a dog
Oh,
that.
my dog doesn't either. Oh, look at that. Well,
I mean, that's as close as she's ever got. Like that's one of 3 times in her life because she's on camera and she's a ham.
yeah.
So why don't you lay down? We can talk to Jane together.
Hi, sweetheart.
How are you holding up?
I'm great. I mean, I'm not sick.
Yeah.
No one in our house is sick.
Your family back in Illinois, everybody's good?
Everybody's good back in Illinois, and I have my nieces and my nephews are all out here except for one who's in Austin, and he's doing all right.
Good.
And I have my nephew up in my I'm in the guest house right now. He's living in my bedroom because there's a bathroom in it.
See, the thing that's so frustrating, and I'm, this is the most obvious point that anybody can make, is we're dealing with something where we don't know fuck all. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We don't know. There's so much more we don't know than we know.
Do. Exactly. So, I just stay in.
Yeah.
I just stay in. I walk in the neighborhood. I love walking, but I'm basically a shut-in anyway.
Yeah.
So,
well, our joke is, you and I've joked about it, but our joke with our friends is that, this is not really that different than
how we live
for us.
Yeah.
We're not really. But what it has done, it has made us more social in this kind of way.
Exactly.
With phone calls. I got to tell you this funny thing. Oh, sorry. Yes. God, you need to just chill out.
Oh, what a good baby.
I don't know if you're like this, but I have become a person like many, many people where I just don't talk on the phone. I don't have phone conversations.
Yeah.
And when somebody calls me, it's like, why are you calling me when you can text me, right? So yesterday, I sent a text to, you might have met him. You probably know who he is. You know who Snuffy Walden is?
Oh, I sure do.
Okay, so Snuffy Walden.
Amazing guitar player.
Amazing guitar player and an incredible composer. He did the theme to 30-something and Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, absolutely.
And
he plays guitar with that wonderful young singer.
Yeah, Sarah Nimitz.
Oh, she's the best.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so Snuffy
Walden. So he called, so I had a conversation with our mutual friend, Richard Roper.
Oh, yes, of course. Another Chicago boy.
And Richard Roper, we were talking about TV themes, and he mentioned Friday Night Lights. And I said, that theme, and it was a wonderful show, but that theme, every single time I would hear that theme, it would make me like well up. There was something so emotional about that piece of music.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can you see this?
I can. What a baby. Look at her belly.
Yeah.
I love the pink in her ears too. The pink in her belly and in her ears, and then you've got a little pink on her collar. It's fantastic. I'm sure Daisy did that.
So, so Rich and I had this conversation about that
on the phone,
on Twitter, and then on text.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think, I don't know Snuffy well, but I've hung out with him a little bit, and through that girl Sarah Nimitz.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought I just want to text Snuffy and just say, hey, listen, my friend Rich Roper and I were just singing your praises and saying that particular piece of music kind of turns us into puddles,
Yeah.
So he responds, Richard, it's so nice to hear from you. And then I see he's calling me. And my first thought was, why the fuck is he calling me? And then I went, hey, Snuffy. And we had the most lovely conversation. And I was so happy that I didn't let it go to, like, hey, I'm busy, text me later kind of thing.
And I said, why the hell are you calling me?
Yeah, or I'm on Mulholland, I'm going to lose you. All the excuses to not talk on the phone.
Yeah.
It was, and again, it was somebody that I don't really know that well, but we had such a nice conversation. And I found that this has been an exercise in connecting with people in a different way.
Yeah.
That I've enjoyed.
Yeah, I have too. I take little walks and I see neighbors and people that have been living next door to me. I've been in Laurel Canyon now for 20 years and I've never met them. Never met them. They live like 2 houses down. Yeah. And so we're all checking on each other, keeping our distance, and it's kind of a game. Oh, are we 6 feet apart? And it's a nice thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know, we're lucky. We've got good weather right now. I know it's tough in Chicago. I've a lot of my
Oh
friends in
man.
Chicago too, and my family. You know, it's cold out there, and it's hard to go out and take a walk.
Yeah. And being cooped up for that long,
I know.
for this long, and we don't know how long this is going to go on.
Can you imagine living in New York?
Oh no, 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 no. What do you find you're filling your days and evenings with the most?
Well, I don't like watching movies. You know, I
You
don't
don't
like
really
going.
either.
Yeah, but I'm in the on the third movie of Lord of the Rings, and I'm enjoying it. But I got to tell you, if you've seen Game of Thrones
Hmm.
and then you see Lord of the Rings, I mean, it's stark how much better Game of Thrones was in terms of shooting those battles and the
Yeah.
story. And I don't know, God love Peter Jackson, but the direction on Game of Thrones was just, I mean, these guys were just masters, just masters. So I'm a little critical as I watch it, going, you
See,
know, because
Daisy and I have never seen Game of Thrones.
oh, it's, you know what, it's tough because it's violent and it's dark.
So
Uh,
fine.
exactly. You don't have to watch that in your entertainment. But that turned me off at first. I started watching it about 5 years ago, and then I couldn't get past like one episode. And then I watched it all summer. I loved it. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it.
Isn't
I
that
thought,
fun when you do, especially when you don't watch much,
yeah.
and when you find something that you just binge and binge and binge? It's really
And
fun.
it's so satisfying and it's so beautiful. And it's sometimes it looked like a Dutch painting. The
Yeah,
cinematography was just so beautiful.
nice.
Yeah.
So since you're not really you're watching the Lord of the Rings movies, but you're not.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Like, are you reading more? Are you
No.
meditating? Are you just being? I find that we're just being a lot. We're like not really doing anything.
And we have permission to just be, whereas before I felt guilty about just being. And now I don't feel so badly about it. I do TM, and I got to tell you, which is transcendental meditation. I haven't been doing it like I used to,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh, I'll do it later, and I haven't been doing it, and I always feel better.
Can I be that guy
Yeah,
and analyze that for you?
absolutely.
Because we haven't either, and it's because it's this whole thing is sort of a form of meditation.
Okay, I'll buy
So,
that.
I mean, I could be completely full of shit, but it feels like
I
one of
like
the
it.
reasons that we're not meditating is that we feel more meditative
Yeah,
generally throughout the day. And when meditation for us is, at least for us, and I think most people, when it's the most valuable is when there's chaos, when you're busy, when you need to calm down.
yeah,
Meditation is a really wonderful thing.
yeah.
I mean, I think meditation for a lot of people now, out of anxiety and fear, is a great thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably
So too.
you're not doing TM, and I'm not, because
Yeah.
all fucking day meditation.
I'm meditating all damn day. That's really true. But one of the things that I've been doing too is I'm reading books, actual books,
Yeah,
and not Kindle.
like textile, like
Yeah, yeah,
texting
yeah. And I've
pages.
got a nice little, and I'm up here now. I'm living up here while my nephew is quarantined up in my room, and I have all the sunlight, so I don't have to have a particular, you know, because it's hard to get the lamps right and everything
Right.
to read. And it hurts the eyes, so I can read all day long, and I don't, but I love it. I love just holding a book. Yeah.
What are you reading that you would recommend, or that you love?
Well, there's a guy, a philosopher named Houston Smith, who I've been interested in. He studied all religion. He died about 5 or 6 years ago, but he was into religions and he practiced all of them. And he was a wonderful guy. And I'm reading his biography by another guy named Dana Sawyer, a writer I really like. So
Nice.
yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, I love it. I
And
love
are
it.
you so you're doing walks every day for
I
exercise?
do walks. I do. Yeah, and you know, I do that in my real life too. I
Right.
get up, I have my coffee, and then I walk.
Right.
And I'm doing the exact same thing. Then I come home and I kind of just do nothing.
Yeah, but it's an interesting time. I know that your work and your industry and your career is
Nothing happening.
saying, yeah, and I think a lot of us are sharing this sort of like, what is the aftermath of this going to look like?
I know. How about for you? Like you tour all the time, so
Yeah.
you had to probably cancel a bunch of
Well,
gigs.
we were in New York. I went to New York a few days before I was headed to Europe to do a 22-date European tour.
Wow.
And it was March 8th. We were in New York. I Kelly and Ryan's show, and Daisy was with me, and she was going to fly home to LA the day that I flew the next day to Europe, to Estonia, to start my tour.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I was going to Estonia, Denmark, Germany. I was going to, a bunch of the hot spots.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So I got everybody on the phone, my agents and my manager, and I said, this thing could really get way worse, because it was still like, maybe we should go, maybe like.
Yeah. Right.
Within 72 hours, everybody was canceling.
Mhm.
The great news is, as of yesterday, actually, the promoters in all these territories and my agents at Paradigm, who are incredible, successfully rescheduled the whole tour for the end of the year. And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that by November,
Oh,
we're okay. But the bigger picture and the question I have for you about how it might affect your industry is, in my case, some of the venues themselves may not ever reopen because they're going to go out of business. Some of the if you're doing a tour with Live Nation, who I do work with quite a bit, but I also work with independent promoters.
yeah.
And those companies are going to go under. The touring business, the live music touring business, is a complete ghost town, and it's shuttered.
And they can't survive this.
Some people are not going to survive this. Some companies and some promoters and some of the venues that we all play are not going to be able to keep their doors open. And I think, unfortunately, not just for the time being or till this thing clears itself up, but it may, like some businesses, when they shutter their doors, there's no coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder, is there an equivalent to that?
Well, we do a lot of shows at like City Winery, and those are all just getting canceled. I don't know how those city wineries will last after this. But the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel was supposed to start in May. They are proceeding. Dan and Amy are proceeding as if that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. But they're breaking down stories. Oh, there's Rumi. They're breaking down stories. Hey, Rumi. And they're acting as if we're going to shoot at some point. And we don't know when that will happen. It was supposed to start. We were supposed to go May through November. So we'll see about that. And I have a show with Netflix that they're building the writing room. So they're going forward. But I think we all know that nothing's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. For the time, like through the summer.
Yeah. We're just like, this whole thing is just such a huge question mark, isn't it? It's weird. It's
weird. Yeah. What you saying that some of these businesses won't even survive this. And then you think about the restaurants that we go to. How is our, like our little taco place going to survive this? And
and the coffee place where I've met you several times.
Yeah, I think I think it's all right. They're open. Yeah, they're doing takeout. So I think they're going to, I think they're going to do all right because they found a way to continue to make food and make that great coffee we love so much. And they're delivering. I've had it delivered here. So I don't know. You'll see. But the people that work there, they only employ 2 people every day, as opposed to the entire staff.
Yeah. So. A friend of mine, Camille, he owns all the Blue Jam Cafe restaurants.
Sure.
Which started with just the one on Melrose in West Hollywood, and then I think he has like 7 now around the world. He has one in Southeast Asia, and he's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And he texted me the other day that he had to let 300 employees go.
Oh, man.
And he's heartbroken. And then the next thing he said was, he was telling me about the plans that he has to give a chunk of profits from last year to these organizations to help keep people. He can't, even though he can't keep these people employed, he's trying to figure out other ways to help, restaurant workers, and it's just awful.
And it's, we don't know when this will end. And, Trump was saying today, Easter. Well, everything will open up by Easter. It
ain't going to be Easter. You're not going to find the cure in one of those eggs.
No, it's not going to happen.
Well, I just want you to stay safe and healthy, and we'll be in touch as we usually are. And
indeed.
Daisy sends her love, and Betty obviously sends her love.
Oh, back at her. And of course, to Betty. What a beautiful doggy. Sound CP times.
Yeah, this is
Wonderful.
her. This is her normal stress level.
Yeah, isn't that great? She's such a
Yeah.
sweetie. And do you have your other dog now is living with another family or something? Is that
Yeah, the
should have that
Bronx.
up break your heart?
It
Yeah.
did. It was heartbreaking, but it was such a silver lining because they ended up, I think I told you that they started fighting
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Bronx, who's the sweetest boy, we rehomed him with this wonderful couple that we, these people will set up times like they just got married. They were engaged when we met them.
Yeah.
And when they got married during their honeymoon, we sent Betty to live with a friend of ours who loves her. And we had Bronx for almost 2 weeks.
Oh,
We had
that's
visits with him. He'll come for weekends. And so we
yeah.
still see him a lot.
Yeah.
But we
Good.
just
Good.
keep them separate.
Yeah. Yeah. I understood. Well, my little roomie too. We had an issue with our two dogs, and we thought we were going to have to rehome him, but he's knock on wood.
Good.
He's a biter.
Dogs rule. We love dogs.
I do. I
And
love
I
him.
love you.
I love you, honey.
And I'll be in touch and just stay safe and healthy, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
All right.
Mwah.
Mwah.